I'm a cuss. But I feel like if my mom can do some foul shit, anyone can do some foul shit. My mom, she's not dead. She's just not in my life. Pick me, choose me, love me. I feel like I was begging my mom to do that for years. My mom chose a man over me.
If you're going to let one stupid prick ruin your life, you're not the girl I thought you were.
'Cause I'm a real tough kid. I can handle my shit.
My mom was my very first heartbreak. Typically, when you talk about a heartbreak, it's usually with, a boyfriend, a relationship, like a romantic relationship, you know what I'm saying? But no, not around here, girl. My very first heartbreak came from my own mother. And it's interesting because I feel like a lot of other people can relate. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. When your own mother, when you don't have a relationship with your own mom and your mother is still alive, it hits different. Because my mom, she's not dead. She's just not in my life. And I have two beautiful children that I would love for her to get to know and to see and, to have another grandma. But that is just not the case over here. And it has caused so much pain within inside of me that I didn't realize that I had. For a while, I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel. Actually, I started it. Okay, I had videos. But, I cared so much about what other people thought. I'm like, what if people I know see me? Like, what if people are saying I look corny or I'm weird or I'm this or that? And it's like, yeah, I'm actually all those things. I'm a little bit corny. I'm a little bit weird. And I do have anxiety. Who doesn't? But that shouldn't stop me from doing something that I truly feel in my heart and soul. This is what I'm meant to do. Because if I wasn't meant to do it, I feel like it wouldn't be a constant thing in my head that's like, you can do this, Jazz. Like, you can do this. So I have so many amazing things that I do want to share with you guys in terms of where I am now in my life. But I feel like in order to have a good basis of, of me, I 100% plan on showing you guys where I'm going in this life. I 100% plan on showing you guys my daily life and the things that I love to do, enjoy, travel, going back to school, and all the things that life really has to offer, because life is very beautiful. Granted, there has been some traumatic things that has happened in my lifetime, but I'm 31. Like, I haven't spoken to my mom in such a long time. I haven't seen her in person in years. So it's kind of like, why do I have this feeling in my heart and my soul that's so heavy? I need to let this go. So for the past couple of years, especially after becoming a mom, these past couple of years, I just took a break on really trying to figure out what am I going to do with my channel. I have always wanted to uplift, encourage, show that raw emotional side of me, but I've always been scared because once you show that vulnerability to people, I feel like that's when people try and strike the weakness. But at the same time, it's like the people that I watch, that I like to follow, I know their background story. And now that I can see where they're at in their life, I'm like, wow, life can hand you some BS, but it's about what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? So let's sit down, let's unpack, let's open up the suitcase, girl. Let's unpack this stuff together, okay? So let's start from like the beginning, okay? Because you're probably figuring out like how did this happen? Like, what did my mom even do? And sad to say, I feel like it's the most common thing that women do when they have kids and they meet someone new is chose a man over their own child. That happened to me. And I thought my mom was stronger than that. I thought my mom was not the kind of woman that took BS like that. But I don't know. Things are looking a little bit different now. So when I was about 6 or 7, my mom got married. And when she got married, she was really looking for someone because she did have, my mom in total has 3 kids, but I'm 20 years apart from my oldest, and I am 7 years apart from the middle, and then there's me. So the oldest is already gone, like out the house, bye. So by the time my mom, let me see, by the time I was like 6 or 7, my mom ended up finding someone. Boo. And, and it was just like chaos. I feel like, yeah, yeah. So my mom ended up finding somebody through the Kingdom Hall. And if you don't know what a Kingdom Hall is, it's technically a church for Jehovah's Witnesses. Yes, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. So that just adds a whole bunch more layers to it, because as a Jehovah's Witness, you're technically like in like the religion is so deep. It's so deep. And my mom takes religion very, very seriously. So, you know, till death do us part, ride or die. Even if you sexually abuse my daughter, I'm gonna stick with you. That's pretty much what happened. So yeah, she met this man, 6 or 7, and it didn't take long for him to try and groom me, to touch me, to, you know, put his penis inside of me. It didn't take long, and I'm 7 years old. So when I was going through that, my mom worked a lot. She worked so much because, of course, this man has no job. He has nothing better to do than to terrorize a 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13, like this. All of the sexual abuse, all of the grooming, all of the abusive, all of the abusive stuff, it happened for years. Like, I was terrified. When I mean the fear was instilled in me, that man did a very good job of instilling fear in me, that if I said anything, my life was in jeopardy. If I said anything to anyone, the things that he would do to me. And I truly believed him, because one day I was going to say something. I had to been, I don't know, 13, 14, and I had my baby niece with me. She was staying at our house, and this man got so angry about, I can't remember what he got angry about, to be honest, at this point. All I remember is that he did his mixed martial arts, like a kick move on me, and his foot landed onto my mouth and my whole front tooth came out. So every time I smile, I see this fake tooth on my, like, I see this fake tooth on me, and it breaks my heart. Like, it truly does a number on me. So I have to get past certain physical things. I feel like, besides the internal things, the physical thing that is still there. And a reminder how my mom chose this man over her own daughter. So fast forward a little bit, how my mom found out was, we're at a Long Beach Convention Center for Jehovah's Witnesses, and you know, it's the big arena with the whales on it. And I asked one of my friends if he wanted to sit next to me, because there were no more seats. It was packed. There were no more seats, and it was like after the lunch session, and I asked him to sit next to me. And you know, my mother's husband got very upset, because a man like that is very possessive. So he like, when I mean he flipped, and it's crowded. It's a lot of people. It's a convention center, so it's a lot of people, and it's so crowded. And I remember he just started to yell at me and like say some words that had so many people looking at us. And I don't remember what I said. I don't think I said anything. I remember I walked down the steps. I found, it's called an elder. So the best way I could put it is, like, I guess the pastor of our individual kingdom home, but I found the one that I knew. And I told him, I'm like, hey, this man has been sexually abusing me. This man has been, I laid it all out that day at the convention center. And I ended up at my sister's house. My sister, who we're, 20 years apart, she's my oldest sister, ended up at her house. And I've been on my own pretty much ever since. Now, here's the thing. I remember when I really wanted to say something when I was younger. I really did. And I asked myself all the time, how come you didn't speak up? How come you didn't say anything? How come you just let this man come into your room at nighttime, telling you to be quiet, put his hand over your mouth, telling you certain things, touching you in areas that he should not be touching you, after he touches me in those areas, takes his hand, smells his fingers, like the wildest shit. How come I didn't do anything? Why was I so scared to say something? And the truth is that deep down, I guess I always knew my mom would have chose him over me. And my biggest fear came true. My absolute most biggest fear came true, is that my mom was going to choose this man over me, and I was no longer going to have my mom in my life. And that is exactly what took place. So when I talk about fear and my biggest fears, I'm afraid that a lot of those big fears are going to come true because one already has come true. So that gives me a lot of anxiety in life, and having to heal from that wound has been a process, and it's still a process. I'm not 100% fixed. I don't think I'll ever be 100% fixed from my childhood trauma. I don't think that's how life really works. It has been a journey going through my 20s, not having my mom in my life, because typically when a girl is going through something, the first thing she wants to do is call her mom. That was not an option for me. Not an option. It wasn't even something that I could even think of. And the crazy part about it is, through it all, I love my mom. And that's what I'm like, like, I love my mom with all of my heart. I truly, truly do love my mom. And there are so many times where, making sure I have a sleeping baby, but there are so many times where I want to call her so bad, because I have so many questions. Sometimes I feel so lost in this life. Because sometimes I just felt so lost in this life that I'm like, I don't know who to turn to, So I feel like a lot of the things that my mom could have helped me with, I learned on my own. And my mom always said this: as long as you have Jehovah, you have all your answers. And it's like, girl, like, listen. I will never judge, and I still never judge someone's religious beliefs. I don't. But I need my mom. And it's okay that I don't have her. And for the longest time, like throughout these years, I'm currently 31. I just turned 31 this year. So it's been over 10 years. 19, I'm, 31 now. So it's been, over 10 years now. And I truly think that unfortunately everything happens for a reason. I think that my mom went through a terrible childhood as well, and a terrible adulthood as well. My mom has 3 kids, and not to put her business out there, but she got 3 kids and we all got different daddies. So my mom was looking for love when she found this man, and she was looking for a home with this man. And I don't know if the reality of he wasn't a good man, I don't know how that really affected her. I don't know if that really affected her at all, since y'all still in Indiana together. I don't know how that affected her at all. I truly don't. And the fact that he's still around kids, I honestly don't know, but I'm assuming she's just fine. She's just fine. It's like I have to think positive that, well, she's fine living the way that she's living, which is very disgustingly sad. And I think my mom knows that her and I can never truly have a relationship. As much as I would love her in my kid's life, I would never trust her around my own children. And those are her grandbabies. And I still wouldn't trust her alone with them, because it's like I've lost all faith and trust in just people in general. I feel like if my mom could do some foul, I'm a cuss, but I feel like if my mom can do some foul shit, anyone can do some foul shit. I also have this toxic mentality as well, to where I'm like, well, if I don't have a relationship with my mom, then I know that I don't technically need to have a relationship with other people. So my mommy issues have affected me in friendships, mainly friendships, I would say that, and relationship-ish. I would say that I'm the type of person to where you can tell me something and I low-key don't believe you. I really don't. I don't think that you love me, because if you love me, I feel like if you love me X, Y, and Z, or if you truly feel this way, then it's X, Y, and Z. And that's because I feel like my mom truly loved me like she says she did, like, oh my baby, I love you, then she would have moved very differently. She would have done things differently. And that scene in Grey's Anatomy where it's like, pick me, choose me, love me. I feel like I was begging my mom to do that for years after I had said anything. There would be moments where I would just cry, like cry myself to sleep, have nightmares, and just really have to come to terms with, damn, I don't have my mom in my life. And once that reality hit me, and I mean without the smoking, without the drinking, that's all I did. I didn't do no hard drugs. I wasn't doing no hard drugs, girl. But your girl was smoking a little weed and, drinking alcohol. And trying to escape what is the truth. And the truth is this. My mom chose a man over me. My mom chose a very sick man over me. But that doesn't mean that I'm worthless, or that no one else in this life thinks that I am special, or that I am worth it, or that someone else could possibly choose me. It doesn't mean that. And so we're getting to a point to where my oldest is only 4 years old, but my oldest is realizing, hey, I see my dad's mom, but I don't see my mom's mom. And that does something to me. It makes me sad. And I sit with that for a second. I don't be like, oh, I don't brush it off. I sit with it and I'm like, okay. And I tell him the truth. I don't know where my mom is. I have no idea. Last time I had any info, she was in Indiana. And that's Indianapolis, Indiana, to be specific. And that's all I really know about her. I did try and call her. No, I did actually call her one day. My kid had to been at least 3. Yeah, 3, almost 4. So within a year, I did actually call my mom, but I forgot that I changed my phone number. So she actually answered, and I haven't heard my mom's voice in 8 years. I want to say, like, in a very long time. I haven't heard her voice in such a long time. So when I heard her voice, it was like a hug to my heart that I didn't think I really needed. Like, wow, I get to hear my mom's voice. Wow, okay. And I talked to her for a little bit, and she said, maybe we can have weekly calls and talks, and maybe we can do something like that, or maybe she can come down and visit me or something to meet her grandkids. But I haven't heard anything since. And so I feel like that added, oh my gosh, not that I feel, but I know for sure that added just like the cherry on top of a heartbreak. If you're wondering, like, where was my dad through all this, girl, Eric is just, that man don't care about me at all. My I don't know, I can even call him a dad, but Eric, I'm just calling him Eric. Eric, the other half of my DNA who helped create me. I got a chance to actually meet him in 2016, 17. I don't remember, but I got to meet him in my adult life. My 20s is still an adult, but like, you're 20, you're still kind of a baby. But yeah, I got to meet him and I was like maybe 22, and he is just off the chain. And I don't mean like he's a drug addict or anything like that, but that man is off the chain in terms of, he definitely, like, I hate to say it, but I can tell that that man does not care about me. He says some hurtful things to me that won't go into too much detail, but I can just tell that man does not care about me. I think he tried to care about me, but that man has 3 other little kids. So I would be the oldest, and he had 3 other children with another woman. Obviously, that's not my mom, with another woman. And you know, he's in the military. He's done all that, and he made it known that my mom was a one night stand, and she just had a great ass, and that's how I came into this world. My mother told Eric that she couldn't get pregnant, and then boom, here I am. And I think truly because she had me later in life, I think that she truly thought she couldn't have any more kids. I don't know what the conversation was. My mom, back in the day before she became a witness, my mom loved to have fun. Like, my mom loved, Larita liked to drink. Larita liked to have a little bit of fun. And I think, and I also, yeah, I don't know. I truly think she thought she couldn't have any more kids. Like, I think, if I remember correctly, she was so surprised that she was pregnant with me. And I think that was just really God's way of being like, this girl, this soul needs to live on this earth. And sometimes I ask God, why did I go through the things that I went through if I'm so special? If I'm not low-key supposed to be here, why is my soul here? Why am I here? Why am I living this life? And I would used to pray to God to take me out, please, like, take me out. I used to be like, please, just, I'm ready to be done with it. But, you know, God had definitely other plans for me, which is, I do want to say this, although I don't do a lot of the Jehovah's Witness things anymore, I still believe in God. I believe in God. I believe in spirituality. I am not religious. No. But I do believe in God. I pray to God. I talk to God. I talk to the universe. I talk to my ancestors. I do all that. I'm a spiritual girly, not a religious girly. But I truly think that I am here on this earth because I'm meant to be here. I have a purpose. And if my purpose is just to have my cute little family, my babies, my man, travel the world with my family, live a very, I don't know how to put it, but like, just live our life, I'm totally fine with that, because I truly think that the life that I have is a life that my mom really wanted, and it just didn't work out for her. And I'm thankful that it's working out for me. So, yeah. You know, when it comes to healing and really just diving into what is hurting me, because drinking all the time, doing drugs all the time, it's definitely a coping mechanism. Going out all the time is definitely a coping mechanism. But at some point, you have to sit down and be like, this is what is hurting. This is why I hurt. This is what is tearing me apart. And for the longest time, I thought it was that man. And of course, he has a huge percentage of my childhood trauma. But when it comes to a heartbreak, like, my heart is really broken, and I feel like I will spend a long time not putting together those pieces, but just reconfiguring the shape of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to pick up the pieces of a broken heart and put it back together. I'm not trying to do that, because those pieces, I'm like, done. Those pieces, done. Instead, what I've been doing is really finding other pieces that I want to put back together for myself. And I'm so blessed that I have 2 beautiful babies, to where I can really understand that motherhood is for a lifetime. I am meant to be a mom. And just because my mom is not in my life doesn't mean I'm going to be a crappy ass mom either. I have done the work. Girl, when I tell you I have done the work, I've done the work. Yeah. If you guys are interested and you want to know more about how I have personally been doing the best I can to break generational For some reason, the word generational is not like sticking properly for some reason. But if you guys want to know more about how I have been healing from my own childhood, from my own trauma, how I have been healing from my personal heartbreak, then stay tuned next week for part 2. I can't wait to talk about that. That's one of the most fun thing I feel like I'm excited to talk about is the things that I have been doing personally to really dive deep into being a better me, you know, and just having a better mental space. Because yeah, I don't know, but I'm having a hard time editing this video. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say at this point, but yeah, if you guys are interested, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys next Sunday. Adios.